He lie dum dee hiddle hi dum do. He lie dum dee hiddle hi dum do. He lie dum dee hiddle hi dum do. He hiddle 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 hi dum do. Who's that? Isn't he beautiful? Oh, he's away. Right, boys and girls, here we are on Walking with Tamson, episode 2. Now this wee street here is one of the last areas of cobbled street in Alloa. So this is just off the Kirk Gate, Stripe Head, next to the old Scottish gas building. Now, at the top here is the Kirk Gate, which heads down into a wee bit of road called Broad Street. And then into off of Broad Street you've got Lime Tree Walk. Now you've probably all seen this before, but this is actually a very historic part of Alloa here, because these lime trees, I think, were actually planted by a group of Dutch sailors. I think it would.
These aren't lime.
Oh, what are these ones?
Let's see.
No, the ones down here. See the ones in a row?
I need to go.
Well, let's go and have a look at them. Let's see if they are lime trees. I'm pretty sure this is called Lime Tree Walk though.
But names don't say at all.
No. Right, so a bunch of sailors, just at the bottom of this street here was the docks. And this is why Alloa was so successful, or part of why Alloa was so successful. Because not only did they have the mines, we had the means here to transport it straight out to the west coast. So we could send it out to almost anywhere in the world. And then with the building of the canals later on, that allowed us to go from east coast to west coast.
I know what these trees are.
Oh, what are these trees?
How their branches are structured. These are actually pepper trees.
Pepper trees? Oh, fantastic.
Pepper birches.
Well, I'm pretty sure this is called Lime Tree Walk anyway. Or maybe it's lime, it's not, it's Lime Tree, isn't it?
No. These are actually pepper trees.
Pepper trees,
Yeah.
okay.
Although in this country they can't actually make pepper since it's too
Right, shall we go down and walk between them just for a minute? Now, if we have a wee look, you can see they're almost perfectly in line, right down the length of the street. Now, the story I've heard is that these were planted by a bunch of sailors who were trapped in Alloa, either because of conditions or I think it was icy conditions. The rivers were frozen. So they ended up planting all the trees to thank the people of Alloa for caring for them while they were here. Now, what's interesting when you get down here is Alloa was really successful because of the mines, because of the transportation links and the ability to get these products to anywhere in the world. Now, a lot of that money was spent solely on the upkeep of the gardens of Alloa House. Now, a gentleman named Daniel Defoe, who wrote a very famous book actually about his travels in Europe, actually came to Alloa. And when he came here, in the book he states that Alloa had the most opulent gardens of the entire aristocracy of Europe. Now, this was a time when the kings and queens, especially in France and that area, their gardens were the measure of who they were. And here was a garden that surpassed all the royalty. Now, there's not very much left of the gardens, but what is here are these massive spires. Now, there's one there, and there's one over there. Now, these originally were the gate posts. This is where the gates for the entrance to the Alloa House gardens used to be. And this is literally the last remaining part of it. And it's very easy to miss, even though they are pretty spectacular. Well, we're going to have a wee look. I think there's a wee crown on the top of that one. We're going to have a wee look at the carving. See if it says anything. There we go. We'll have a wee look round the side. Can you see anything up there? There's nothing on that side. Now, another source of the great wealth of Alloa is directly behind or in front of these gates. And obviously this is the glassworks. Now this has been here for an incredibly long time, almost as long as the mines. And it is still functioning in the same manner that it did back then. Now, away off in the distance, you can maybe just see one of the old original, or no, maybe not original, but one of the old furnaces, or whatever they call it, they used for melting the glass. So what we'll do is we'll take a wee walk down here. What?
I saw a very specific species of moss there.
Oh, what species of moth did you see?
Moss.
Moss? What species of moss did you see?
White brush moth.
White brush moth.
It's actually a mixture between a moss and a fungi that they grow together with.
Is it?
Yes.
Oh, wonderful.
The white tufts on it are a sort of harmless mold that give the moss nutrients, and the actual moss part is the green stuff up below the tufts that the tufts seem to grow out of.
All right.
They're kind of strange, and they are thought to mostly only grow in certain types of urban environments.
All right.
Such as ancient pillars,
Oh.
have the right height and undisturbed space for the moss to grow.
Ah, so that.
As a mold, which is very sensitive and needs a large amount of carbon dioxide.
So that's why it's on that particular thing there, because it's been there for a very long time, and it can only grow on something that's been there for a long time and has been undisturbed.
Yes.
Is that correct?
So it's good news for that moss and fungus that these pillars lay undisturbed.
Oh, fantastic. Right. So, we'll just have another wee look at the glassworks.
Yes.
Makes quite a lot of noise, doesn't it?